welcome you to another great episode. My name is always the Queen. Hadasha, call me Empress Makida. I am the spear of destiny. I am the woman of peace. And they are war boxing ring. The way I say about tough. No, just say call left and right. Oh, me bonfire says I suban way ni sa energy way enko show ni munya sa onipa no questions say best shafano left, right, front, center, north, south, east and west. I welcome you. And then they kind of platform is so na me ma wa kwa abakese pa unim is your one and only platform, the mother of all spiritual platform. I welcome you. Let's welcome our guest. I'm in a mood. I love you guys. What? You are making us the biggest. I appreciate you. What? Let's welcome him. Papa, we welcome you. Ya mo akwa abakese pa.
Yeah na.
O topic yi dey hu pa o.
Onye hu sa.
Okay, yo. And then they can teach ya ahwefo no na introduce hu fa kire ya nipa ko a wo ye. Na wi a so wadofo mienu miensa bi a wo be kire omo. Akwanya ho na wa kire omo ansa na ya ba wo question ne so.
Patchomate. They can ya family DC Kwakye. There's an training made mama GBC Radio Center Cape Coast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm also a journalist.
Oh, okay.
But I have a passion in fatherhood. So I'm currently advocating I'm doing fatherhood advocacy and consultancy. I'm a bookie beyond fatherhood, changing the narrative. And the book looks at the mystical aspect of fathers, social, cultural, and every other aspect. So the bear will be Kenya, will be all the dimensions about who a father must be. In team Baha, na it be some common. No mum, mention Coachella about them by Aka, because Coachella by the Roma, a colleague, and of Madame Sambra, and Timichono. And I'm a chair F. Mensa, my friend and also a guide, and I'm a chair Nanokubi on nine, Rapani, that can be a bishop Fiji.
No akwa ba why?
Yeah na.
Abusia ya guess ni o ye ni abema. O say oba be ka mystical relationship between fathers and their children. Hey! Mystical relationship. Anyway, ya ma akwa ba why?
Yeah na.
I so ye nipa, wo se wo ye DC ben.
Oh, this is the acronym.
Ma ye hu
If I chmoda and I communicate.
Okay.
Now that can I do in chroma time no will be and from DC, not from DC.
Oh, okay.
And the popular ones from chmoda.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to be and some central for man. And I'm a boss before the boss mighty. Or did this come with because I'm
okay. And DC and yeah DC Parliament the any
Debbie is an acronym to my name.
Unyo obi asa.
And I make my account.
Okay, so we welcome you.
And
then I would did and I would some.
Oh, Maame Grace, I'm a liberal Christian and a spiritualist.
Liberal
Christian
and not let's say.
Just me Quest of Akebulan bibia na Bible come the me tumsa.
Until we said that Christ ni papa as a body.
A liberal Christian and a spiritualist.
Matthias here, spiritualist, so which side?
Oh, I'm now see somebody is our encompassing. So what is right is right, what is wrong is wrong.
No, tell us soon sembe and yet say Kwame ewu kura ye na nanu what eat your drugs maybe almost say obi otete Kwame ewu ogina social media say or can spirituality me menti ase nti ba ye hu spiritualist ko a wo ye ni sini pim na ye hu ade ko a wo ye pese ye hu
say spirituality is an all encompassing stuff. So me anything that is right and good, whether it is Hindu oriented or Islamic oriented or African oriented or any other. And my joke
that is what you call spirituality.
Yes, it is a number one also this is some bottom I'll do it.
Okay.
I don't care who and where you're from.
I just want to understand who you are. We want to know platform where and crofwa ba ha omo so your doctors say we as omo year for mudi so nti wo ba ha ye pese ehun nipa kwa cause I had 20 years so be san ba.
This na acronym.
Matthias say what chire me wie nti ye pese
I can't claim that I'm not.
Ye pese ye hu spiritualist okun awo ye no what chire me.
I believe in spirituality and I'm a liberal Christian.
And Matthias here that's what I'm saying. Okay, nti dia wo be ma yende an education wo de be ma yende, what is your source?
Research, observation and then reading. Maybe intuition is also part.
Okay, it makes sense. Abusia, ya guys ni ya mana kwa abakese pa and I'm making the topic in this so actually mystical relationship between fathers and their children. Okay, so who become fathers and the children as mothers and count
for now
who can and man is side.
That's the advocacy to base on. So and tank my house be bresa.
Okay. Into why ne ma emba? Eye den emba ba wiase. Enye the way they come. Is there any spirit that gives children? Is there any spirit in charge of making children? And now you just need to have sex and that's it.
Oh, I know the remember guys and Gabriel is actually in charge of childbirth. But from where I'm coming from and from this perspective, a man gives birth. Women are incubators because men carry the seed. If the seed is not put into an incubator to germinate, there's no baby making. Inti eja ana papafo. Ye na seed no ho na de mama. Sa seed no bibi wom inti a ye won link of the kids. Into with time as the discussion goes with discussion said that be mama be tia say e asudi kese se hwema. Into the seed ni ma oba na e so boa. Nka ya do ba yan ka gususu. Te so no ye na fine. As answer when have problems with your wife, it affects your baby's development. That first as they grow. Te so no ye fine say be oba na hwe ha na oba na be nyi. Na wo no wie so afna djuma na papa e so ye. So nti me ma dwenu ntase mu no. Memma na de seed ni ma mba na wo. Nti
yi no one make babies.
No. Say when you release what some people call energy, people from life force, and then the various spermatozoa one is able to fuse the egg.
That is the same thing you were saying, sex. Like that's.
No, obviously yes.
Obviously,
somebody sex and
that's what I'm asking.
Oh, I don't
And
I can be your place at home. You
but. Sana maybe say. Who is a man?
A man is, let's say, a human being who has a masculine feature, and that one is different from my father. So if I have sex with a lady and she gives birth, I'm a man. But the fatherhood aspect is a woman.
I don't know my father. Into almost so many banish ya so I want him ban almost ye den. So watch them me kind me almost all ye den.
That one the first I know and it could be a biological defect. So those ones
so what are they?
And even some of them cry am I a woman? So bu enia on na mamu do wachi. And the kids choose us as fathers. That way papa wan ba enya cry.
That's why I ask you say. That's why I ask you say there a kwan be na first one.
I say
we take you time now we are question you know. I don't want us to be
also because into your own one so then it brings
another I first ask you say a den na dey maba wiase now we say through this and now you are now telling us say enkwala no mu di nipa chintu so be so you are entered into another way so be specific and let us know how do children come into this world. That's what I'm asking you.
That is true sex. However, also because buha no ontimi won so e na me kire mu say if you can't give birth enema mienu ebi wo ho a te say me say metro ba bi ahia e ba mma doesn't mean that I'm infertile but because the child is choosing me as his or her father so on poor bad vibration me be won na amma but no ba for be share so wanyam no but however child making there it is true sex
enti no obi nso a ono nso why sex bia bi no wo ban doesn't mean say nkola bia choose na based on your own
no you see everything we do today if nkola come choose is based on our past life and our current life before a child will choose who the parent must be.
Explain.
Ebra ya boy ya bo be da nta hayeti it is possible I might have met you somewhere somehow but because you might not be too much developed and conscious enough to realize I knew this girl be 500 years ago nitinu e sha na as minimum to who obi na na click here the likelihood that you have met somewhere somehow in a continue is conk because ube hu na obu afu e say otamfo na da enti abai mabo brother da na meto so bia me ntumpo nsunsum ntimi hunu bra me boy na me to so ba wonu no chebeka so umre atwam na bia na ye sente na wo fa ba bo mo kontam sa bra ye bo na kire enkola no the kind of father they want to choose so our kids choose us and we attract them it is a wo ba na wuntimi nwa na say enya biological defect then you need another help but if it is biological then it means that in your previous life you might have abused your sex force and that's a punishment unto you and I say bia ma wo me to one show no was so trafia man ko ngubi.
So this is what you were supposed to tell me when I asked you you answer questions. You are
kakra.
You are watching the biggest and largest. Okay, so fathers, you can say, oh, this man is a father. Who are we talking about?
Na ye kan obi a wa wo ma no hwe won Nti you different kinds, but say me no I chose the topic because I thought that this is purely a mystical spiritual program.
Okay.
That's why I chose that aspect of the book.
We understand. Tell us 3 kinds or 5 kinds of father.
Oh, your putative father, your adoptive father, your biological father, your surprise father, your teenage father, stuff.
Explain them.
Oh, you're going to be a surprise father. Obi ba wono no want to see be see na kase akra your ba a surprise father. Teenage father be teenage the one 19 to 13 oba or teenage father. Putative father you be on obi awo emrem no yenjun to no oba ason one on now but ho asam.
Ono your friend is saying
Putative. And then biologically na him no bad no wa the biological father.
Wa ware na wa wo no.
Na adoptive mentima wo makopa abanyen. Those ones are the kinds.
Nti mofra no nyina we their skills here and say categories here oboboyi. Abofra no ko choose father no oya aware. Say I want to be a teenage, I want to have a teenage, no choose teenage, you know. I want to
just a comma. No pardon.
Oh, that's what I'm asking.
Well, we are here to acquire experience and the kids who are let's say egos living no go Maame Grace so this experience I want on this earth no I can acquire it. And I'm for this is so therefore me for this is there and the member. Because we are here to acquire experience and then yan wo wa we sunsun to choose the kind of father of us oba ma de wo ba be ye no betimi achieve.
Hey,
and tell papa ho ba yen. An example oh abiripele on man abobo. Not surprising, is it? It is not. Because we say fire with my bam.
And you mafre omo choose baby place here ya yi omo di omo gugu street children street raise omo no choose.
Yes, it's part of their destiny to fulfill their choice. I know just say me am mo.
Me can't you. Hey, now the person there some to me.
Oh, so because of
I am mobile na charge because ya can some not to me.
Nobody told me anything. Me have just watched.
Yeah, you know me a woman of peace. I watched a
few videos and stuff.
But I'm a woman of peace oh.
Oh, I know. So me no asem, no asem. I try to be grateful that you've invited me to come and well, great men sit. So normal. Was my boss FMS was here and I've been here so it is an Anna. Tell me no asem.
Nka wa metra nga betu me ni asem. Na obetu.
Oh, me no asem, me no asem. You
answer your questions. Na me untu me ni asem.
Mathematics.
Anya adwuma po abontin o ball so baby You are watching the biggest and the largest. This is DC Kwame Kwakye. I will discuss a mystical relationship between fathers and their children.
I've make us here pa. Once I come for. You see, in the research I did in writing this book, 2 spiritualists, like Masande, what I say, a man choosing and a womb. Now in his analysis, what I say, sperms.
Who is that?
Masande is one of the great spiritual gurus. He founded the Rosicrucian Fellowship.
So you tell us. You mentioned him.
Before say come.
No, you are giving us information. We want to know the source. Okay. You can't just say
okay. In a book titled The Rosicrucian Cosmos Conception, or just the sperms in the woman. If I did seed atom, that seed atom is in the triangular head of the sperm. Seed atom it is a memory chip or memory. Into woman and a woman created a fetus in a woman. See that is a memory chip a chakola no the bobby and oba send no taste send no journey a womb is a spiritual stuff if you see that and the member you know the ma into your woba person who say directly the child is related to you and has that link into so one man shall the pet as a the canopy is a bano it's off and I've always been saying that enlightened men or spiritual men give their children a head start in life. Enti obi bia no asus ma de why papa why ni year sabe na ma struggle because you can give me a head start ko de si wasase su no e kan wase susu ma se si wa susu no hobi ye kan won ka bi to mo na be ke ba mama na won so e enti se ti asese e je susu se na ye na nam kan na e bi o man twan to ho no man che the philosophical and penis enti ye feel some kind of wa but it does because this was said them me hu there's a man called Baker or it should be in 1917 or say children are attracted to men and it is based on what he calls similarities and dissimilarities of our characters. So based on similar character we bet my bomb or baba this like me ba macha but we bet my chuma matene to baba and actually see who is sad the bones in some na nam kan hu nya pa say who say akanfo ye wo a ye to bedi wo papa fie some say o ware a e wa ware papa fie assemblies kugunsa waje ne fie. There's a reason, because you are spiritually linked to your father and not your mother. Men ka so kugunsa mam fie there be, but based on this purposes that I can say no. And until be yas na say oh yes we wachiwa dia you say fie yen preko fie yen di we na wo say na wasaka do be dia aso ya hye because you chebusa na ni ho. And you chose to come through that line, so you cannot do as you please.
Be in your topic where you are teaching us that papa na nwa akolana wanse akolana because of this link, okay? So papa na nsha akolana, what happens to the child?
Oh, I'm going to the man of had for the purpose of nkwa ye dinti, e kan de keke mo hade. Obi tro bibi in 2019. No, Oko to the US Department.
Obi wine.
The fellow wine, WAYNE 2019. Also, the US Department of Justice assessed that children from fatherless homes account for a whooping 90% of all homeless runaway youth. Some of they believe in statistics. They say I am 5 years. Okay. What to us what? Or say 85% of all children with behavioral disorders. Okay, 75% of adolescent patients in substance abuse, so cocaine, drugs, heroin, they are kids without fathers. Okay, 70% of juvenile incarceration, and do 2 fiassi. That is 70% of them. I am 63% of juvenile suicide. From Ma, Utimisha Hakonfo, Drew, and Bonnet, Macabo, move, who travels as move, Wabuchina, and Uncle Nano. There are kids who come from fatherless homes. These are US statistics, and the others I can quote as and when.
Maybe that is US. By 18 years, the government has started paying you. Education is more flexible, and some of them are free. There are eating joints or eating places. There are food courts everywhere, left, right, and center. You have ability to sleep in a room. Even if you are an armed robber, they give you where to eat. They make your life or your ability or your shortcomings very easy. Can you use this thing to measure our country, Ghana? You are going to talk. So I want to know if you are using their all canon argument to Ghana.
No, you need statistics. And if you're writing a book, what's the book to amount for? And Ghana for
Are we talking about your book today, or you are educating the public?
No, we asked a question about the further stuff, and I'm saying that. So, what cast so much will be? Okay, man, can but what cast much will be? So, so I can say a impact on the children. What is it?
Auntie, they say
no. I'm talking about almost chance papa ni wa is no match no. Not support.
Do you believe that?
Why do I believe? If I don't believe, I'll not write a book.
You believe that in Kola, sabi omu we are the omo drugs, omo ye ni ama boni
ni.
Efana ni papa.
Yes.
No omo papa wusu e.
Send over for the West. Let me give you an example. Okay, Ghana. Let me give you an example. What recently, if one wrote her book and then said something about Sakwa, the people will say all manner of things. I had the opportunity to be interviewed. I'm going to conference. You see, you rather empathize with her than to criticize. I'm saying, didn't try. I'm saying, Michelle only papa. Even I've not read their book. I'm also where I am. I'm saying yes. Only papa, the thing you lose as psychological and then measurable. And as psychological, it makes you behave the way she behaves.
That's why I'm asking you. So be a papa so where? There's a question.
If papa who are say me be overtone and I am to bam. In that yamte, is a account for and ka obi who nyi in a fatherless home.
Are you speaking based for only accounts or for everybody in Ghana?
Sir, you see, if you are making a discussion, making an argument, you speak based on what you know and people can relate.
That's what I'm asking. Into what I don't know what can you are basing this on accounts and quoting now. I want to know so I know where to channel my questions.
The mechanical send the minimum of factors. I don't know how to go, but the system will be where you be there.
But but you are still saying so. Be who him said you I don't know who you to be. And for example, you are using what you have no idea about.
Them their statistics for to understand how
I can't understand you because what they have there and wow can say who so be well dear no dear why are you using their statistics to do your Ghana?
Come down. The statistics is to let you relate to fatherlessness and its impact on children
in America.
Everywhere.
The research no or state
there's been some South Africa book, but then
because even South Africa is better because it's in Africa. Yes.
No. That research was still too deep.
Oh, there you answer. So the ane papa wu ye wo na ne papa wu ye. Wo say obi ane papa nhwe no.
Fatherlessness, yes.
Any obi ono so ne
papa wu a. Kan papa mu a eza ka maame. So ni abema. And also or bem maybe bena or money take that role of helping her nurture the child. Otherwise she will grow and miss that element. So what about omo papa ni ewu na brother uncle be an nature omo mba nature omo they are doing well. What are you talking about? Well is relative. That's the problem we have.
I'm asking you. Said they are also have beings and then answer this question for me.
Akola papa nkwa hwe no so banko. Akola bemma no ba hwe no so banko. That's why I want to use the Evanescence as an example. So I want to say she's doing what because she's
the
a star.
question I'm asking you are not answering me.
I'm answering. Who say the person will do what because man ahwe no. Do one a relative.
Maybe sa will say a relative saying so be ane papa ewu na wanya uncle bi anhwe no na ne maame anka say gina wa ahwe no. Maybe sa say what does he lack? Does he also contribute to all these things because ne papa wuja no? And na me bisa o.
Nabotre. So ni na is do about pay your answer oya there. Where oya there no? O say be why promise be oya adwuma and no Oscar. The fact that you do well if I understood you well that when you be about bra or die or cast up a passion doesn't mean that you don't like that further element.
That's what I'm asking.
So
what does this person lack and how would this person be? The end be.
The person is not balanced. And so that it affect the way they marry, it affect the way they see women, it affect the way they marry, it affect their understanding.
Abusia,
balance.
It's another issue.
The Baba na balance.
So obi ani kunu ewu eja no. Na weja nkola 4 amano. Na papa maame na se etumi abobra pa hwe nkola no, ankola na wewe su they are doing they are still imbalanced because omo papa ewu no omo no mu papa na no papa.
No. Unko papa, that's why I'm saying that.
You said they are still imbalanced. That's why I want you to address.
Because they don't have the masculine energy to have them to control their affairs.
Who told you these things? What is your basis? What is your basis?
That's my catch. Say, fatherlessness has impact on children. And even if your father dies, somebody must be there to help.
And if there's nobody there, is the child's fault? Is it the child's fault?
It's not the child's fault.
And so?
But your mom, that's why you have uncles and other people. If you don't have any of these, you will grow and lack that masculine element of your life. Doing well, no, a relative. The fact that when you're sick, dying, and
you say you are a spiritual person.
I didn't say so.
You say you are a spiritualist.
I said who loves spirituality.
But do you practice spirituality?
Yes, but then
no, it's part of the issue because as someone can say a mystical relationship between fathers, and you are saying that akwalane papa wu then you or lacking that connection. It's not money. So it means it's not physical. You are, and everything you are saying, you said reincarnation, everything you are saying, you are mixing spirituality to it. That's why I'm coming to ask you this question. That's why I'm asking you, do you practice spirituality?
To some extent, yes.
Do you practice spirituality?
Yes.
In spirituality, apart from this organism, when we take this organism out, how do human beings look in the realms of the spirit?
Well, the spirit lives on.
The spirit is what?
Lives on.
Lives on.
Yes.
So.
And where you live is dependent on the kind of life you have led, and
it doesn't matter. That's not what I'm even asking. That's not what. Take your time and listen to the questions and answer them. In that realm, have you experienced that realm before?
That's why I said I'm not here to talk about those ones.
No. You are saying something and we want to understand because people are watching. A lot of them, I know great children, they are doing so well. Maybe what the Yvonne Nelson, yeah, example. She's doing well, but only or lacking that connection now. You are saying something huge. And now what can so say when you omo papa ewu mpo enfrim because any omo no mu kun omo papa. So it's something we have to address. So I'm asking you, do you practice spirituality? You say to extent yes. And I'm asking you, say apart from this mechanism, no, when people are without this mechanism, also they are in the spiritual realm. And maybe say, have you seen how spirits live before?
No.
No. So in spirituality, I tell you, we don't know male and we don't know female. Do you understand this?
Agree.
So why are you telling me, say, abofra ya wona ne maame ewu no, that connection, no, it's on your balance? Why are you telling me this?
Okay, are you aware that men who grow and become atheists, most of them didn't have fathers?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you should explain this. So you don't ask me questions. You have to answer questions.
I am submitting to you that. So when your papa and show this on this physical element of this F, a bad factor, a bad factor. That's what I'm saying.
So that's why I'm saying that who is making all these things? Because me papa, me mami assure me I'm me so well, and you are sitting here that person will not be balanced. In which sense? In which sense?
Because you didn't have the father figure to help you along.
Please get into your topic.
Are you aware, sir? Obi bayare. None papa ni white because your father papa ntoma hatan ho na no. Why do you think it happens? It happens so because of that masculine energy.
All this thing you are talking about is spiritual.
Yes.
Not physical. So why am I asking you spiritual questions and you don't want to understand?
No, see,
if you are coming to talk about something physical, go straight to the physical side. Because you cannot come and say on this bigger platform, say, a widow who has lost a husband and out of pain, were grooming a bama or well, and you will sit on this platform to say that person is not balanced. And you don't have basis, you don't have,
I'm surprised you are speaking the way you are speaking. What's the point is that?
Which way am I speaking?
Doing well.
Don't you want to answer questions? Have you watched this episode, this show before?
I said
you are here to answer questions. So don't say you are surprised I'm behaving the way I'm behaving. You are saying this huge thing and you don't want to explain. You don't want to give us basis. You don't want us to know what you are talking about.
I haven't said doing well is relative. But I was granting you say doing well means when you ska.
That's not what I mean. I mean whether when you sika or onye because you are saying that obey we blah 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 wanye now no baby I mean for me basis no one e said dia wo ka say ne uncle bi anhwe no ne nana bi anhwe na akwala na onye balance. That's what I'm saying. Akwala ne papa ewu na weja ne papa no ye wo ne ba ko pe wawu ne maame no so ono nko anu nuanum nyina ye mba na maame na bomodin ahwe akole di dokno enam nkan de ne be yakosu. That child is doing well. You are saying on this platform that person is not balanced. So explain. This is what I'm saying.
And I'm saying that doing well, I said it's relative, but let me grant you what I have said. When you're balanced, because the first of papa, and I said you like men in the society. So other men could serve as father figures to help you develop. Because the man because I call the man now call papa to no konsu banko. Na the men wa osu banko. So when you remember the man more around that path, no matter how the level you get to in life, the BC it will reflect that this person maybe papa hwente na so banti say. That's what I'm saying. If I say them the example keke, that's like to appreciate the fact that fatherlessness has an impact on children. I
understand perfectly. But maybe some incident I bet me see. And mama
I'm not saying so true. It happens.
But how is that person not balanced? How? That's what I want to understand.
Because he didn't get the masculine man or the masculine element to help.
So what happens to that person? What is he supposed to do? Only uncle be or better no. Ne papa no. And no you okay. Who's still on your balance? You know what I'm talking about.
That is why I expect that with this father because we are doing, we expect that women would understand some of these things. And even if let the alliance be built. Once in a while, let your kids visit them. Then they can learn such elements. Now, warm, and that's Obenyenu. It doesn't matter where he gets to. But if he becomes the president of Ghana, maybe see because this guy, that's what I'm saying.
What about if Akolaninya a male teacher from class 1 to university?
Let me say, the fact that you are teaching me that you have a certain bond. It is a bond we build that develops who you are and your nature and your makeup, not because we know okay.
Your topic is mystical relationship between fathers and their children. So please take us on. Your show is 1 hour. So
have a conversation.
Huh?
You have a conversation.
We are having a conversation.
Yes.
Did I give you this topic?
No, I'll put it to you.
So I said what we were doing was just random. So this is the time for your topic. So I'm saying take us through.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is that men give birth and we have impacts on our children. So anybody who gives birth does not take care of a child or bakwara bro. I didn't say soon na because I said that na ba akola mu no if be mu na ba akola mu to wo ba salank na ewo to wo ba so hwe no na ehwe no mu no is about grooming and development. Why in the year ubani benyi and will lack what men ought to have done for their children. Na ababa ebu I'll just trying to understand that ababa ebu ne me bebre ni paye eni esu be pe de dia ese behavior ense da anya no e fa na ye mofamba wo papa no nyam na make no ye researcher amanfo ya wo ka ho asem. So today I'm here to let people understand that fatherhood is very critical in the entire development of our society. The mama wo ma yen hwo mo the man na so ni ko asem ni ko pemba to ni ko nyase no on pese papa no be na by sense of say the papa na be on pe no we should just hold our brakes and give the opportunity for the men to have access to their kids. I've always been advising people say so na be ma now for say why be na wo mpa akola de onye wo hwe e na onye be ma no so hwe so wo na wo ne boyfriend no ko asem the child is innocent. So please allow the man to have access to our kids. Even if the man doesn't have money to even contribute, his presence and his pep talk is enough to help in shaping a better adult for the better future. Yanya ne sa obenyi ne bedi mampani o and obenyi bedi minister no obenyi bedi obo say the element of no or lacking affects their decision, affects everything they do. And we are here to do that kind of advocacy. I say memma no a man intese so when you no be wa and on happen now. So are responsible so they you because we the bar. Okay, as based on the experience and things I've read, I was a member based on comments. Sometimes we make against men. I had one. The best say a man in test as I said, a done a wuba, a mammy or woman, into Uku and our boyfriend or what, so at the home. My man and Herman, son of Bear. Yeah, but our company will save Papa no Hunter Wabano. With my bem.
It's understandable, so Bema who it's a beautiful issue, or now it's a beautiful conversation. But my eniyama decisions are the ane papa wuja na the ane ne papa anhwe no no onyini beye president kura na BBC a decisions bi no mo beye a obi dina nche obehu se we nye papa no maye sa decisions ne 5
no me timi ka say obi take decisions bi na papa anhwe no but an example is a character trait and behavior. One was them people who don't have too much empathy obu o wa on should any abadaye boom sansa there so papa nhwe me and say so when you free backgrounds are obenya from one more so even if papa nhwe umpa neglect that one and live on a certain positive light obenya nu empathy even becomes a problem to so o mabada na I style mama bebra enya empem mahwe obu o so papa nhwe no therefore he doesn't see the essence of also the same. And I'm advising that you all want to make it better into the things you have lacked. Whether it was a fault of your mom or dad, no, you don't say negativities, no, better so. Now, too. Number 3, if somebody didn't have or grew up in a fatherless home, some kolana fananya, as I was telling earlier, the tendency for them to do things that society engine to not house through. And bo we cannot be a penny pay because no suffer. It's not be a he or she does drugs. Bo cannot penny pass no baby.
Just because no papa wuja no. When you be ma fufuru bi anhwe no. I mean that's where I'm asking that what I may want. What you say? Say o papa wo me na o te ho na onhwe. What you say? And no a different thing. And no, if you are saying anything, I understand. Me one person, I don't agree with you, Sauba. Now, I don't agree. But the awuka me person who too butchremuno, so that people will not be traumatized and now go through bibimu. Send ne papa na nyakopon adom ne maame wa ahoden. Nti se ne papa wu na ne papa ni nuanom mba no e wo sika na ne maame nso wo nuanom mba no mo ye ma 10 kra no mo hwe sa akola wei na onyinya. You are saying that he doesn't have that thing na onyinya na BBC a ne decisions bi wo ho obeye a aya what you say enye onya sa den na me pese mi hu say wanyi fa ne say wo de fa ne say akola bi a ne maame ne papa ewu what you say na ne maame nko a na tete no fa ne say akola bi a ne papa ewu na ne aunt and tete because there was no man in the house. Okay, now ba be president, ba be judge, ba be lawyer, ba be doctor, ba be osofo. Okay, tell us decision be able to me see any sat imbalance no mo woni nti decision bi a nko mo be ya obi owo papa nko be ni say but assume si ni papa nhwe ni so nti obe ni say. You get me?
Okay, now what?
Yeah.
Oh, say father was my yakin. Ade ba ko na lack ne say ejano me na ye nkyere. So you all learn fatherhood through socialization. So if you don't have a father, how do you learn your own? That's one. And now father no ke chere, but as society has evolved, now na say kwa sovereignty we nti am ye jai. Was in my research I found out that can na nka kan for church no me. Say say na e bragro. The bragro mama na e bragro so mama and you are taught how to father and become a father. And so if a man grows with only women and becomes a man or becomes a father, one he lacks socialization through fathering because when you be. So how do you expect such a man to become a good father? Also, I am children. Because what you don't have can't give. Indeed, all this business, I mean, Abraham become a similar and say, and no money, yes, again, for an account for a 1 year, a man, two, so let us people to say, oh, they would do the offer, but men saying, to put away a jay, say, yan some folk when infant yamma. So even if that person, the kind lacks a father, papa can be a that so culture element be ya man say ya grow oba ba could be a man was say oh okay papa ni home na mom yesterday na person me ja this are the processes, this is how you go about it sana man ya ja to atwene me on to the research I never knew say mama kwa ya grow ba mom na isa kwa chom say ya ja me until I did this research to write this book. So if papa can be a fault, but the society has a celebration or an activity or a ritual ya ma emem etu so a o maybe amount for nothing at all you be told say okay papa ka be na mom wunyi you person ye ja say to wo bobre yes what me aye ja papa ma mama so that you don't lack both the socialization then the practical knowledge because what you don't have you can't give.
Did you get the question I asked?
Is a question I asked that if a man who successful what he lacks is what I'm telling you. He will lack socialization from being a father.
So this one is for who? Because I gave you people, okay? Omo papa mba grooming omo particular field so. Okay? I'm saying that Kwame be president.
I say we are doctor, lawyer.
And so tell us, pick it one after the other. Tell us, Dr. We, me enu omo we di owo papa nie, di oni papa su nie. Asem we yesi. Di owo papa no be handle ni say. The only papa no be handle ni say. No wa ba lawyer so, no wa ba judge so.
No, those ones examples given. I want to take those examples one by one. Okay, an example. Okay, let me go by example. The fact that you are president doesn't mean that you are a good father. Obu ho mampani, but go and check his parenting style. Bad. The father you have put a career and go to the apex of your career doesn't make you a good father. Enti so by mampani say you can ya ka never found kwada humpa. He might not even be empathetic enough because he didn't get that kind of training and he didn't get that kind of socialization. Therefore, who say Adebi? Because man kwana hero. The papa hero. So I chance obey ja. You're supposed to do A, B, and C, and D, and has reached the ranks to become a president. Therefore, as a more copper affecting the way to affect me, what a father and understood the struggles he want to take care of me through socialization. On when you be into on tears. You see, who we are and who you grow to be or become is part of our socialization and where you come from. So a medical officer, you could be saying, the doctors don't have empathy. So what? There are those who have highly empathetic. And those empathy and everything is part of socialization and the development and training. When you be, but a doctor will be when you was 7 and you was 7.
Because ni papa wujano. My center question no one place.
No, who's the papa wujano? Because no. And then the parent papa wujano the fault. But the fault of the socialization of the community, jam to say ka de mamba no sika man bi a ko beti ase na me ka to say ya gana for kra ka wo bi di ade bemma bia wo papa papa no say biological mpa ko bi uncle ko bi any other male society men within your society can we say here before so you communal in our living communalism no dalam ka chobi say ye nyi kra na ka me bone anka obi papa timitiam that is communal parenting or communal fatherhood but then sa communal fatherhood na ye no ye jai because uko bo besia wanya mane and I'm saying that for children such as those you are talking about that the papa was janya for he was born the papa ke anto bam and no say ye ma communal fatherhood ka ho a it will help them better
enya anto bam obi ade papa to obi a wahwe ne ponu wanya for no wawu wanyin
I used to anto bam as an example on the say papa wuja wan onu nya anto bam the one beton papa the make an answer say ye ma ho kwan e ma communal father na kan na ye ye sa de babio a ye papa wuja do no buy the papa wu yo the one beton papa na be benefit from that communal father because we are na any male society men the society can says oh as they are we won them
that's why we say teacher ni chire na dey free class 1 to university I say enye no that's what we say.
I said teaching and bonding are not the same. Communal father and teaching are not the same. If mitifie na me na nya some teacher ni mitifie but obi papa because as they are enye me bi we enye no sa so okay but we are building a society whereby being co-being basam because we are losing our communal spirit and our communal living. And no, it is even worsening the federal issue in Africa. I say, maybe not what the brown come baby say, England, and Shasa means of a Kwame for somebody to tell me, Master, before said, they were youth, gangsters and you shoot in the course of said, there's an element that is missing in their child upbringing. Don't have ammonia who so, but Thomas and before you didn't care about. I'm saying, I said when God Brown was the Prime Minister of Kassam, so okay. It means there's something about that is good. But then they are passing laws that is even taking powers out of the hands of teachers. Then they students don't respect anybody, they don't care about anything. And teacher for minimum, because I've also taught before. Almost said this. We could be as an food after all, on Sama. So what I'm saying is that young can science when among whom now you're communal living, you're communal father, and young famra. Now you need to about 30 when you're home. So her baby my year bit myself because we are coming people.
And to say papa for na omu de omu wuye sabio kafra one ne yere ne kunu ti fie pepepe ba kwa nwinse ni onko adwuma onya hwe ni chese oni ni po buto gotam ni yakofa na ba fie ti akola na ne maame na o hye no eno so e
and then they quite worse because the masculine example must get is even wrong. Oh, but there's one thing that essential. Sir, papa be too full. And then subine. They all can affect you, it is true. But bibi bit messy. Na no aso baka is enough to calm you down. So bakwesi, I do way there am paramom. Be a city jambotre. It is enough to calm you down. They all horo kra no.
Since our papa so yam robber na say ono so or shall into it. What about that?
So I have to do that. We choose our parents. As I'm saying, serious be on.
Me person me who say that one dey akwala no so nyini na obe change na oye papa no dey papa.
No, you see. And as much as I general is also when the panel no. So the panel also have a person destined to fail. I hope you know that. Indeed, we are here to acquire experience. Maybe in your previous life you had that kind of element of TV and stuff. Therefore, Arab and Awo. It doesn't mean that necessarily you should be an robber.
Inti say if one else asem na ba ye no since we use or no as an example. An example some can say we dey example. That's what I said.
Yes.
We dey example no we say more discuss no who share bibi and who tie bibi na o say who share na oni father. E dey important na who tie about the whole thing na who gina so who say if one else oni father.
Good. What was that? I've not read her book and I've not listened to her speech, but I just read snappers on the news portals. So we came up as a discussion. I'm going to be there. To be say, okay, Papa, no, I'm saying, and I'm saying, we share the level of pain at which is expressing what I could do to her now. It's an element that you don't have a father. I'm saying, in terms, okay. You should much say, ma enya papa no. They tend to socialize with men earlier than the normal age, and such girls or ladies or young ladies. Normally, they get pregnant before in their teens, they get pregnant before they marry, and they have problems with men, and when they be married, come around time is stable, and that's what because of when that father element in
Nti woni mo bi ono de akeka yin na obi wo ho a owo papa na ma papa te ho na ono wo yes ade we bi
finish nti me hwe the way voice person the pain now I even felt that we should rather empathize and not to criticize because of where she's coming from.
You've said that already.
It's the second that tenacisa ka second that you only young can be brisa. That's number one. You see as my case now no and no nche say papa why you come misbehave. Yes and you can say is 100%. They make say 100%. All the stats I gave they were in percentages. Yeah, share the preponderance of the impact of fatherlessness, not the also but it's a laughter is wayward and doesn't mean that 100% so papa and ababa bribe no.
So what happened to that link? What happened to that thing no? Nke no dey wo why no na ema wo life ye we no so still what happened? What is the problem there? Do you get me?
Good. One say if you have an errant child, one ingredient is that. So bana da ka papa na your bano. You would have go and whisper all the things you want him or her to do out into the left ear. Because that link and speaks to the left ear affects her, it speaks to the soul of the child and therefore it can help him her reform. But say I can't know why nya. So my cat is also listening to fulfill. Into a bit much here. That's one. Number two, you can do that when the child is below 0 to okay. Say I can put when you better say 5 now. Start to where they are one part. So can say good. Nasubenkumu na born mossa. Or can go about the best. What that deep and I don't know. Papa so concerned inside the film. Nasubenkumu na wakasache. So be makwesi. I dare you them and pet with young kababwa. So as you are too be anxious. You are too be no poor in your sister. We are sir with that link you have on him. That impact with time the child will reform. I
don't know why more laws or more practicing no why more is it tribal or it should be for everybody? If it should be for everybody, where from that law? Where did you get that law from? I want to know say a OBS or how did it came about?
I told you that. I wrote the book. There are 3 things. I said it is research, observation, and intuition.
So where did you get this one from? Research, observation, or institution?
This one is research.
This one is research.
Yes.
Until the omuka and now also worker.
I'm telling you what.
That's
yes.
what I'm saying. So why a research? That's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
And are you getting my questions at all?
Some of them I get it and I some of them to maybe I don't know, but let's go on. So this one is research, and there's something that is practicable.
That's
if you do
exactly
it,
what I'm asking you.
When you do it, you see the results.
I'm asking you because we want to know the.
However, there's a caveat. With my Makulam up to 14, after 14 years, you don't have to hold his or her hand to speak to, but that will be imposing a will on the child that's strong. So at 14, you can sit by the bedside and speak directly to him or her. Say, oh, they are yes, out of time, or from.
What about the anem papa ye we na akola so automatically what start your year we papa no kasa agu na sum no so na so e bejai and the American say
speak madam
they are walking wo say ye ade papa de obi eni won pe but say ne papa ne ya wi oyam rubber otufie okoba da bia na wahu se ne ba no so start iwia no start say o kan gu na sum a
e
bejai ono owia no wo fia ne ba nim so owia no Okagu na sumpa na beja. What force is that? What force na yes adwuma no?
You see, I better. I've told all of us have our destiny to fulfill. So an Abba can give birth to a child who can become very pious. It doesn't matter. Because the Abba's son would have learned the experience he wanted to acquire from the father, and his own destiny will prevail over time.
Everybody has his own destiny.
Yes.
The American is
so I am robber, and here Subai Abia. Also, that is this baggage from his previous life. No, awfully. But no one says so can't
it's just a question I'm asking.
It's like a drunkard who has cursed her daughter. Because of papa.
That's what I'm asking. So no yeah we know can
so on person ba you officer win amwa nti nenya so wonu no do to for say I dey me menye bi.
But ono dey owi ankrofo.
It's like people say don't do as I do not do as I say.
But e be adwuma.
So because it's the force I use to speak to just so with time about more form. Say I dey we be
that's all I'm asking. So for advice ma omo a man kwan na atete omo no ma omo hu where they stand and what they should do. Advice
no, so when you that one is you can only learn other things about fathering through that reading or research or observation or learning from good fathers. I've always been saying that one of the problems with fatherhood in our system is that we lack what you call mentors. As a mentors are able to mentor other young men in society to become better fathers. But a lack it becomes one of the frustrations that affects men even in doing good fatherhood. So I bear man papa show. I bear my papa wujao. I bear usana papa wuya. Now when never may be a ghanamovies ya. When you know there's responsibility to get books about fatherhood to read. Get men who are good men and good fathers to help you along the path. So so papa, say warrior say the be. We did some yes and never best some of time.
Okay. Who has advice be Alabama we say? Baby, I me person wo channel wa advice kono. And I would according to omo so eje omo ma no go street so no. Mo nte as like I mean advise people.
No, for me the advice is that nyame wadom. I've always been saying that yentimi and canalize it and them wasam. And they physiological need. But ko power ban ko da no nyi say cream. Now when I say onyi dia fashion cream. Say your responsibility to become father na ashase no. So please any found who the girl was or was when our pen na koda. Yinsen no. Owa ko to bedin. Hwoba to the best of your ability. Say na ye na society me boa papa for me na ya itimi boa hwe mani ye to our common spirit na ye be boa me tete mani ye ma the extreme waywardness ne suba ba enye na wurkasam na wudie ne mensa fatana so bete with time as I say hwuma kire say nkola ni papa no ya omuso ba nko no entam wayen ntie na ye mwa nhwe ma no na sa na ma na enye na so nte na wiase na anya krabehwe.
Okay, and I say so banko aso no matter how omo ye du kura so omo nya obema suban kan o de tete abofra no so catch am.
Oh no there dem better kan say sab ye we obi afa busuam ena na obusia sabe unu kunkura gya ya so kunu na suban nya nche so kunu ya bia na suban nya ena so ofo say ukunko fan na anyam pa wo ba so wonu amema wanya kofo say wo emma enkanka emma help them to be able to associate with men to form the fatherhood balance for them. So na be ya on tutum ni kan tete so okope bond with men. Sa bond na kan be na emma woni papa no enche na wenyinsem bra won so wenyinsem. When suasa na papa so bond abon so benyin no o mo hu be ba de man o ware kra intensity te be semba no se o de so kuntuma po nya okunua na wa ma unuanom emwa o mama na that bond no omombe na mom no munyiye
acho biemu kase omo ni nua mema no biemu like open it
ni nua mema. It could be your friend who's a male friend, it could be your pastor, it could be any male man you believe, it could be your chief. What's a relationship? So the partner find there, you can your kiss bond along, but so then you find there na style be and anything that make us say system na ya no abofo dem me nkwa na me na man e say jai you bring back our communal spirit.
That's a good thing.
And for that communal fatherhood no me dem say oh eja community mantem oh tell me baba no say oh obutun fa mama onyo hwe but anya nsa na be me kwa me na me ma it means that if your father dies or if you lose your dad, it means that like this community come here so onyo be mo bon kasa cho baba as a man na then it means you hire man no because be man no asem is for baba no asem to because oh yeah na mom say that you the one you na say your baba me we actually say naturally it sinks in and with time e baba ma na nyi.
With time na bebo ama na yinye me asam o kan bi aniwa me agree. The only thing that is baffling me is obi ni kun ewu eja na waguru me ni ba na akwala no will still not be balanced. That was where but we all have the way we think. We all have we say wo maame and etete wo na say wo life nya balance the okikan na wo akomu I mean tell us we are learning together. Though me I don't agree with him. Me I'm always honest. So ba minimum kwala ma tete omo a what's still no obey president balance. That was where my problem is. But all the same, this is your knowledge you are sharing with the public. You came all the way but we appreciate this. But it doesn't mean say we disagree to agree.
No, I don't have a problem.
I have a problem come to me. No,
but see, there came around.
Matthias say yapon.
Okay.
Akabiana, Akawatembako.
No, Zero bro, but see the balance has some cars how no. I'm surprised how.
No, and yes, I have me, but I'm saying that Okas I have me, baby, I made me. What am I saying? And my papa loved me so much. Okay? He loved me, but my father was a policeman. He loved me so much, though he died a little bit early. Okay? But my life is balanced. I can say this with every confidence. You get me? So, but people are watching. Ebi mo wa de ni omo ma mi fe mu omo tete omo no enya asem ketewa what you say papa bi wo hokra de we ode ne ma fam no so when yin kwala na mfiri no ho obetumi kura ku bi so te ase nti se wo ka said ne maame atete na ne papa kura wu agya no na ne maame atumi atete wa be president kra or ye imbalance. So that's a strong statement. You get what I'm saying? But we are done. The people watch the show, so their opinion also matter. This is my own opinion. Opinions, they are like noses. Everybody is entitled to one. So thank you for coming. We appreciate your knowledge. Thank you so much for watching Revelations. It's another one. You can write your comment if you agree. Whatever. Let's write in the comment section what you think. Thank you for watching. Shalom.